Today, I want to talk about genetic disorder that cause albinism. I will talk albinism in following parts: introduction, causes, symptoms, current tests, inheritance pattern, and future expectation. First of all, let's watch a short video about albinism.
Ça veut dire quoi, être albinos? As-tu déjà vu un lapin blanc aux yeux rouges? C'est un albinos. Ce mot vient du latin et signifie blanc. L'albinisme est une maladie qui touche les animaux, les plantes et les humains. Leur peau, leurs poils, leurs cheveux et leurs yeux sont blancs, ou un peu roses. Mais pourquoi les albinos sont-ils tout blancs? Normalement, le corps fabrique de la mélanine. C'est un pigment qui colore la peau, les poils et les yeux, et qui aide les yeux à voir. Les albinos, eux, ne fabriquent pas de mélanine, ou peu ou mal. Alors, certains albinos ont des taches sur la peau et des cheveux blancs. D'autres ont la peau et les cheveux colorés, mais voient mal. Cependant, le plus souvent, ils sont tout blancs. Cette maladie rare est héritée de leur famille. C'est une maladie génétique. Elle ne se guérit pas. Elle touche les filles et les garçons de toutes les couleurs.
Albinism is a genetic disorder which is congenital absence of melanin. Albinos' hair will turn white and eyes will turn mainly pink. There are two main types of albinism, called oculocutaneous albinism (OCA) and ocular albinism (OA). OCA is more common and can affect the skin, hair, and eyes. OA is much rare and mainly affects the eyes. It is a lifelong condition, but it doesn't get worse over time. Melanin also plays a role in the development of the optic nerve, so people with albinism can have vision problems. Albinism occurs globally in all gender, racial, and ethnic groups. In the US, about 1 in every 18,000 to 20,000 people has some type of albinism. In other parts of the world, the ratio is 1 in every 3,000 people. It is interesting that one of countries in Africa, called Tanzania, have the highest rate of getting albinism, which is 1 in every 1,400 people. Albinism is usually caused by a deletion, one of point mutation and frame shift mutation, in the tyrosinase gene, TYR, which locates in chromosome 11. In other words, albinos have deletion of full length of tyrosinase gene or part of it. When the mutation is present, it disrupts the conversion of the amino acid tyrosine into melanin, which colors our skin, eyes, and hair. Symptoms of albinism involve skin, hair, eye color, and vision. People with albinism have lighter skin than normal people, and the moths on their skin are usually pink. Not all albinos' hair is white, because it depends on how much melanin the person contains. As a result, the skin and hair color of a person with albinism can be very similar to family members without albinism. When their skin is exposed to the sun for a while, the skin will be sunburned very easily, and their skin will be darkened. In addition, hair is generally between white and brown. However, Asians with albinism may have yellow or reddish hair. Hair color tends to darken with age. Moreover, eye color may be light blue or pink or brown and changes with time also. Between the iris lacked pigment, it cannot block the sun's ultraviolet rays from entering the eye. People with albinism suffer from vision problems. Eyes will be extremely nearsighted or farsighted and are very sensitive to sunlight. The inability to use one thing with both eyes at the same time is commonly known as strabismus because the eyes are looking in two different directions. Also, the eyeballs may move back and forth uncontrollably. In all types of OCA and some types of OA, albinism is transmitted in an autosomal recessive pattern. This means that a child must acquire 2 copies of the gene that causes albinism to develop the disease. In other words, 1 copy of the gene that causes albinism comes from each parent. If both parents carry the gene, their child has a 1 in 4 chance of developing albinism, and their child has a 1 in 2 chance of being a carrier of the gene. Carriers do not have albinism but can pass the gene to the next generation. Certain types of OA are passed in an X-linked inheritance pattern. This pattern affects boys and girls differently. Girls who acquire the albinism gene become carriers, while boys who acquire the gene will develop albinism. If a mother is a carrier of X-linked albinism and the father is normal, each of her daughters has a 1 in 2 chance of being a carrier. Each of her sons has a 1 in 2 chance of developing albinism. When a father has X-linked albinism and a mother is normal, his daughter will be a carrier and his son will not have albinism and will not be a carrier. Currently, there are few ways of diagnosing albinism. A physical exam that includes checking skin and hair pigmentation. Genetics tests can be used to confirm that people have albinism by analyzing the genetic sequence in any cell. Prenatal testing is also available. Since albinism is a recessive genetic disorder, it still can be diagnosed by fetoscopy between 16 and 20 weeks of pregnancy. The skin sample from the baby at 20 weeks of gestation will be looked at under an electron microscope to examine the development of melanin. Gene counseling is also a good way to predict the probability of kids to get albinism by looking the gene sequence from the parents. There are no current treatment or cures for albinism. Moreover, the disorder cannot be prevented. People who have albinism can protect themselves physically in the short-term outlook. For instance, they can stay out of the sun, wear sunglasses, apply sunscreen with high sun protection factor SPF regularly, and wear a hat in order to protect the skin and eyes. In the long-term outlook, it is prevent getting skin cancer because of lack of melanin. For the vision problems, they need to have regular eye exams and most likely need to wear sunglasses or contact lenses to correct vision problems as albinos getting older. Novel therapies that aim to directly address the molecular errors of albinism, such as L-dihydroxyphenylalanine and nitisinone, are being developed and have entered human trials through with limited success. Experimental gene-based strategies from editing the genetic errors in albinism have also made early success in animal models. Following websites are the sources of my information that provided in my video. Thank you for your listening.